In the beginning, there was salt. It is said that salt is the crystallized tears of the earth, an ancient substance with powers that transcend the material world. Across cultures and millennia, salt has been revered not merely for its ability to season food, but for its profound and mysterious connection to the unseen forces that govern our lives. Yet, despite its long history, the true power of salt remains hidden beneath layers of time and superstition. Today, we embark on a journey into the depths of this humble mineral, one that holds a secret both arcane and practical. We will uncover why salt circles, those simple rings of white dust, hold a power far greater than you could ever imagine. Are you ready to learn the ancient art of protection, purification, and transformation through the humble salt circle? Step forward, for the veil is about to lift, and what you discover may change everything. We are about to uncover why salt circles, simple yet profound arrangements of this ancient substance, are more powerful than you think. To many, these circles may seem like mere ritualistic tools, used by witches or spiritual seekers to ward off evil or create sacred space. But to truly understand their power, we must first delve into the very essence of what salt represents and why it is so much more than a simple crystalline form. The alchemy of salt. Salt is one of the few substances that is both of the earth and of the heavens. It is composed of two elements, sodium and chlorine, both essential to life. The ancients saw salt as a symbol of balance, of the marriage between opposing forces, and it is no coincidence that salt is used to purify, protect, and preserve. Just as salt brings flavor to food, it has the ability to bring clarity to the soul, illuminating spaces where shadows once lingered. The sacred nature of salt is deeply intertwined with the concept of alchemy, the ancient art of transformation. Just as alchemists sought to transmute base metals into gold, salt is believed to possess the ability to transform negative energy into purity. It is the element that bridges the material and spiritual worlds, capable of acting as a conduit between the seen and unseen. Salt, when used in circles, forms a boundary between these two realms. The circle itself, round, unbroken, represents eternity and wholeness. It is a sacred geometrical shape, used in rituals across the world, from the Native American sweat lodges to the ancient temples of Greece. By placing salt within a circle, we are calling upon this ancient power, creating a sacred boundary where the energy is concentrated and protected. But why a circle? What does it truly mean to form one with salt? To answer this, we must look beyond its physical properties and consider the symbolic nature of circles in the spiritual world. Sodium, a volatile metal, is reactive and unstable. Chlorine, a gas that can be toxic in its pure form, is deadly and corrosive. But when combined, they form a stable compound. Salt, representing harmony between dualities, a perfect balance that is both life-giving and protective. It is the alchemical marriage of opposites, bringing forth a powerful force that bridges the material and spiritual worlds. In ancient cultures, salt was not only used in everyday life, but was also considered a sacred element. The Egyptians, for example, used salt in their embalming rituals, believing it could preserve the soul's integrity beyond the physical death. The Romans valued salt so highly that they paid their soldiers in it, hence the term salary. Salt was viewed as both a commodity and a symbol of spiritual purity, an offering to the gods, and a vital tool for maintaining life. In essence, salt represented the eternal cycle of life, death, and rebirth. It is within this profound context that we begin to understand why salt circles have such potency. They are not simply geometric shapes drawn in the sand, they are symbols of balance and protection, forged from the very essence of life itself. They create a boundary that separates the sacred from the mundane, the physical from the metaphysical. The circle, a gateway to sacred space. A circle is more than just a shape. It is a universal symbol that transcends cultures and eras. In geometry, the circle has no beginning and no end, making it a representation of eternity, unity, and the infinite. It is the sacred container, a boundary that holds the essence of both space and time. When we draw a circle, particularly with salt, we are invoking the power of this eternal, unbroken form. It becomes a vessel for energy, a space where spiritual forces can gather and align. Think of the circle as a doorway to a higher state of consciousness. Just as the circle encloses the space, it also acts as a protective shield, guarding the sanctity of what lies within. This is why salt circles have been used in rituals throughout history, to create a boundary between the material and the spiritual, to protect the practitioner from negative energies, and to focus the intent of a ritual or spell. The act of forming a salt circle is an act of intention. The precise placement of each grain of salt creates a line of defense, one that not only blocks unwanted energies but also draws in and amplifies the energies you wish to attract. Whether for protection, manifestation, or spiritual clarity, the salt circle becomes the container for your intentions, holding the energy within its boundary, allowing it to grow, evolve, and eventually manifest. The power of boundaries protecting and empowering the self. Now let us consider the role of boundaries in our own lives. In the material world, boundaries are essential for our safety, for our sense of self, and for our sense of order. Without boundaries, chaos ensues, both externally in the physical world and internally within our minds. The same principle applies in the spiritual realm. The salt circle acts as a powerful boundary, shielding you from the chaos of negative energies, entities, and influences that may seek to disrupt your peace. It serves as a sanctuary, a space of power where you can connect with the divine without fear of outside disturbance. But it is not just about protection. The salt circle is also a conduit for empowerment. By setting the intention to create a sacred space, you are declaring your sovereignty over the energetic field around you. Just as the circle is an unbreakable boundary, so too does it reflect your own inner strength and clarity. Inside the circle, you are free to explore, to manifest, and to grow without the distractions or distortions of external forces. In many traditions, salt circles are used to separate the mundane from the mystical. By stepping inside, one enters a space of higher consciousness, where spiritual wisdom, healing, and protection can be accessed. It becomes a personal temple, a sacred altar where your soul can connect with its true purpose. This is the essence of salt circles, a blend of ancient wisdom, sacred geometry, and the mystical power of boundaries. But we are only scratching the surface. To truly understand their full potential, we must explore the deeper layers of this practice, its role in protection, manifestation, and the cultivation of spiritual mastery. Even today, many cultures still sprinkle salt over doorways or use it in protective rituals, intuitively understanding its energetic significance. Salt was seen as a purifier, a preserver, and a boundary maker, a substance that could ward off negative influences and protect sacred spaces. But what makes a salt circle so potent, and why does this ancient practice resonate with the human soul so deeply? To answer that, we must first understand the sacred geometry and energetic qualities embedded in the act of forming a circle. Sacred geometry and the circle. The infinite boundary. The circle in itself is a symbol of wholeness, unity, and eternity. It is the shape that represents the cosmos, the sun, the moon, the planets, and the cycles of life. It has no beginning and no end, just like the flow of energy that circulates through the universe. When we form a circle, we tap into this cosmic rhythm, aligning ourselves with the eternal. A salt circle then becomes much more than a physical boundary. It becomes a metaphysical one. The salt acts as a conductor, an amplifier, and a protector of energy within that boundary. It creates a space that is energetically sealed, drawing in positive vibrations while repelling negative forces. This is why, in many spiritual traditions, salt circles are used to protect sacred rituals, ceremonies, and individuals from harmful or disruptive energies. The salt amplifies the intent behind the circle, enhancing its power to shield, cleanse, and purify. But the real mystery lies in the interaction between the salt, the circle, and the human energy field. When you step inside a salt circle, the energy that surrounds you begins to shift. The boundary of the circle acts as a mirror, reflecting your inner state, creating a resonance between your energy and the universal forces it seeks to connect with. The spiritual mechanics of salt circles. To understand why this works, consider the nature of energy. Everything in the universe is composed of vibrations, atoms, molecules, thoughts, emotions. These vibrations interact with one another, creating a dance of energy that is constantly shifting and flowing. When we use a salt circle, we are, in essence, creating a space where the vibrational frequencies are heightened, focused, and harmonized. Salt, being a crystalline structure, is inherently stable, but it is also highly receptive to the energies around it. This is why salt is often used in purification rituals. It absorbs and neutralizes negative energy, allowing the space within the circle to remain sanctified. The boundary of the circle creates a sacred container, a shield that holds the energy steady, while also allowing for transformation. When you step within the salt circle, you are not merely entering a physical space, but rather an energetic field. The circle protects and holds your energy, amplifying your intentions, and providing a sanctuary for deep spiritual work. Whether you are meditating, manifesting desires, or seeking to connect with higher realms, the salt circle helps to focus your energy and align it with the universe's flow. In the realm of sacred geometry, the circle is often seen as a symbol of the divine, the cosmic, and the eternal. It represents the flow of energy, the cyclical nature of life, death, and rebirth, and the interconnectedness of all things. When you draw a salt circle, you are not merely arranging crystals in a shape, you are invoking the ancient principles of balance, unity, and protection. The circle forms an energetic boundary that serves to separate the sacred from the profane, the known from the unknown. It creates a sacred space where spiritual energies can be concentrated, untainted by outside interference. In metaphysical terms, a circle acts as a protective shield, an energetic barrier that repels negativity and invites higher frequencies of spiritual energy. This is why many spiritual practitioners use salt circles in rituals, meditations, or for protection. The act of creating a circle with salt is a way to contain and focus energy, establishing a safe and sacred space where the practitioner can connect with the divine, invoke spirits, or explore the depths of their own consciousness. But why salt specifically? Why not just any other material to create such a boundary? The unique energetic qualities of salt. Salt's power as a protective agent lies in its unique ability to absorb and neutralize negative energy. It is a purifier, capable of absorbing toxic influences, impurities, and discordant vibrations. This is why salt has been used in various cultures for purification rituals, whether it's sprinkling salt around a home to cleanse it of unwanted energy, or bathing in salt to detoxify both the body and spirit. When used in a circle, salt acts as a vessel for transformation. It draws in the negative, the impure, and the harmful, absorbing them into its crystalline structure. The energy contained within the circle is thus shielded and protected, with the salt serving as a filter between the sacred and the mundane, the spiritual and the material. This is why the presence of salt within a ritual or protective circle often feels so powerful. The salt acts as an energetic transformer, neutralizing the forces that would otherwise disrupt the flow of spiritual energy. But the power of salt circles goes beyond their ability to protect and purify. There's also the aspect of intention and focus. The role of intention. The power of the mind. Just as the ancient alchemists believed that the mind could shape reality, so too can intention shape the effectiveness of a salt circle. The power of salt is magnified by the focused intention of the practitioner. When you create a salt circle, it is not just the salt that is at work, it is your focused consciousness, your deliberate will, and your deep spiritual purpose. You are directing the energy of the salt with the force of your mind, creating a dynamic space where spiritual transformation can take place. In essence, salt is both the catalyst and the medium. When used with intention, it becomes an amplifier for your desires, protections, and spiritual practices. The act of creating the circle is itself an invocation, a ritual that signals to the universe that you are creating a sacred and protected space. This is why practitioners often chant, meditate, or focus their energy while forming the circle. By doing so, they are imbuing the salt with the power of their will, amplifying its ability to create a barrier between the known world and the unseen realms. So, when we step into a salt circle, we are not just stepping into a physical space, we are entering an energetic vortex, a sacred container where time, space, and energies are aligned to our intent. This boundary is not just physical, it is metaphysical. The salt circle acts as a barrier that shields the practitioner from harmful energies, while simultaneously providing a space where inner transformation can occur. Within the circle, the mundane world falls away, and the practitioner steps into a realm where the unseen forces of the universe can be accessed and harnessed. To step into a salt circle is to step into a microcosm of the universe itself, a space where you are both protected and connected to a greater cosmic flow. The salt acts as both a conductor and a filter, allowing positive energies to flow in while blocking the negative. But how does this work on a deeper level? What is happening energetically when the circle is created? Salt is a conductor of energy, the power of absorption and protection. Salt is a natural conductor of energy, but its true power lies in its ability to absorb and transform energies. Just as a crystal can store information, salt can absorb excess energy, whether that be from a person, a space, or an external source. When you create a circle with salt, it forms an energetic grid that captures, neutralizes, and transforms energies. Any negative or discordant vibrations that attempt to cross this boundary are either absorbed by the salt or redirected into a more harmonious state. In this way, the salt circle becomes a powerful tool for purification. Negative energy, whether emotional, spiritual, or even physical, cannot thrive within the protective confines of the circle. It is dissolved, transmuted, or repelled. But salt does more than simply block harmful forces. It works to restore balance. It harmonizes energies, creating a space where healing can occur. The salt circle is not just a shield. It is a living, breathing force in its own right, working with the practitioner to elevate consciousness and restore alignment between body, mind, and spirit. This is why many people who work with salt in spiritual practices report a profound sense of calm and clarity when within the circle, a sense of being both protected and deeply connected to something greater than themselves. How to use a salt circle in your own practice. Now that we understand the deeper significance of salt circles, how can you harness their power for your own spiritual practices? The process is simple, yet profound. To create a salt circle, you need only a small amount of salt, preferably sea salt or Himalayan salt, both of which are considered more energetically potent due to their natural mineral content. Begin by choosing a quiet, sacred space where you won't be disturbed. Cleanse the area of any clutter or distractions. Visualize the intention for your ritual or practice, whether it's protection, healing, or deepening your spiritual connection. Then, using your fingers or a tool, draw a circle on the ground, placing the salt evenly in a ring. As you do this, focus on your intention and feel the energy of the salt responding to your thoughts and desires. You can add additional elements to the circle, such as candles, crystals, or incense, but the salt itself remains the most powerful force within the circle. Once the circle is formed, step inside and allow yourself to settle into the energy. Close your eyes and breathe deeply. Feel the protective barrier surrounding you, and know that any negative energy from outside the circle is being absorbed and transmuted by the salt. In this space, you are safe to meditate, perform rituals, or simply connect with your inner wisdom. If you feel the need to close the circle, simply walk around the perimeter of the salt ring, visualizing the energy being sealed. You may also scatter the salt afterward, releasing any residual energy, or keep it in place for as long as you need the protection and transformation it offers. Salt interacts with the space around it. To answer this, we must consider the energetic properties of salt itself. The energetic resonance of salt, a conduit of purification and protection. Salt is known for its ability to absorb and neutralize energy. On a subtle level, salt operates as a natural amplifier of vibrational frequencies. Its crystalline structure is a perfect conductor, capable of harnessing and storing energy, much like a battery or an antenna. When you place salt in a circle, you are creating a focused conduit through which energy can flow. This is why salt has been historically used in rituals of purification and protection. The salt absorbs negative or stagnant energies in the environment, neutralizing them before they can affect the practitioner. It creates an energetic filter, keeping the inner sanctum of the circle clear, so that only pure transformative energy can enter. The act of placing salt in a circle becomes an intentional act of creating a space where the energies can be aligned, balanced, and purified. But salt's power is not just in its ability to absorb. It also has the power to amplify positive intentions. It enhances your own energy, helping to align your personal vibration with the higher frequencies of spiritual growth. In a salt circle, your intentions are not just held, they are magnified, amplified by the salt's inherent properties, and connected to the greater cosmic forces at play. The ritual of salt circles, intent, focus, and the power of will. Creating a salt circle is a deeply intentional act. While the salt itself holds incredible power, it is the practitioner's focus and will that activate that power. The ritual begins long before the salt is laid out. It begins in the mind and heart of the practitioner, in the careful crafting of intention. What is it that you seek to protect? What energy do you wish to attract? What transformation do you desire to bring into being? The circle is not merely a physical boundary. It is the energetic reflection of your deepest desires and intentions. As you carefully arrange the salt, you are sending out a signal to the universe, an invitation for change, a declaration of protection, a space of healing. The salt acts as the vessel, but your will is the driver. The circle becomes a mirror of your focus, reflecting the energy you wish to cultivate. And once the circle is completed, it serves as a beacon, a powerful energetic focal point that draws the energies of the universe to align with your intentions. The power of salt circles lies in their simplicity. No complex rituals are required. Only your clear intention, focused will, and the sacred salt that carries the wisdom of the ages. But the potency of the salt circle is not solely reliant on ritual. It also stems from the very essence of salt as a material. It is an element that bridges the physical and spiritual realms, a silent witness to the work being done. As we have explored, salt circles are not merely ceremonial trappings. They are deeply rooted in ancient wisdom, a mystical practice that connects us to the unseen forces of the universe. And whether used for protection, purification, or manifestation, salt circles continue to offer a powerful tool for those seeking to navigate the spiritual realms with clarity and purpose. Now that you understand the profound power of salt circles, you can begin to incorporate them into your own life and spiritual practices. Whether you are seeking protection from negative energies, clarity of thought, or a deeper connection to your intentions, the salt circle offers a tangible, accessible way to create sacred space. It reminds us that the power to protect, purify, and transform is not just within the mystical, it is within our everyday world, hidden in the simplest of substances, waiting for us to remember its ancient secrets. So the next time you find yourself in need of spiritual protection, focus, or purification, consider the humble salt circle. You may be surprised by the magnitude of its unseen power.